So you are a Pisces and you struggle a bit with loneliness and depression. Well, first of all, loneliness and depression is a human issue, all right? Or they're human issues because they're actually separate issues, separate problems. So Pisces, you're not alone in that sense. Now, does certain aspects to your zodiac sign make you prone to maybe loneliness and depression a bit? Possibly, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but keep in mind, Pisces, that you're not alone. And one of the biggest things when it comes to loneliness is depression is feeling alone. And further perpetuating that feeling or those emotions is isolating yourself. All right, so one thing you don't want to do, and maybe I have this in Capricorn with you guys or maybe I have this in Capricorn with you guys. Maybe I have this in common with you guys as a Capricorn. When we go through our issues, because Capricorns can be prone to pessimism and depression and, those types of things too, and loneliness. We isolate ourselves too. So that's one thing I noticed. And a couple other zodiac signs do the same thing. So know that Pisces, you may feel alone, but you're not alone. By the way, if you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell next to the subscribe button so that you get a notification whenever I go live and upload a brand new video. I am Lamarr Townsend Tarot. I am an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader. So I would love for you to purchase a reading from me. I am available for readings. Check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Purchase your reading and I'll get back to you as soon as possible with a confirmation email, and we'll get your reading done as soon as possible. All right, within 1 to 2 days, 1 to 3 days. With that being said, thank you so much for doing this, listening to me while I do this reading. Make sure you like this video, hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get a notification whenever I go live, and also follow me on my social media pages. My Instagram is at Lamarr Townsend, and my Facebook is Lamarr Townsend Tarot. The link should be in the description box, and the link to my website will also be in the description box, as well as the comment section, if you want to purchase a reading from me, which I highly recommend. Now, let's get back to the topic at hand, which is Pisces and loneliness and depression. Well, one of the symptoms I notice about loneliness and depression, keep in mind I am not a licensed psychologist. I am not a therapist, honey. All right. I don't even have a degree in psychology. I have a degree in advertising, which can be considered a psychological thing, but definitely not psychology. Nonetheless, I've noticed that when it comes to depression and loneliness, that one of the issues is escapism and wanting to escape your current circumstances. Now, if you know anything about Pisces, or if you're Pisces and you're not cross-watching, you know anything about yourself, you know that Pisces can be prone. Why am I making up words in this video? Pisces, probably because I just woke up and I haven't had coffee yet. But Pisces can be prone to escapism. Wanting to escape from your current circumstances, wanting to escape from the mundaneness of life and the maybe even loneliness of life in this circumstance, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Like, sometimes in a weird kind of way, depression and loneliness, but more so depression, can be kind of like an escape. So one reason or one way to overcome this is to find healthier ways of escaping, healthier coping mechanisms, all right? Maybe instead of isolating yourself, go for a walk, spend time in nature. Keep in mind, Pisces, you're Neptune. You're ruled by Neptune, and Neptune rules spirituality. It rules the connection to the spirit world, right? So you need that connection to the spirit world. You need to stay grounded in that way at all times, right? So it's important, actually, for you to spend time with nature. One thing also that's really good for Pisces is spending time with animals, all right? Animals are a good way of grounding your spirit, getting you in touch with nature in a way. Also, animals tend to like being outside, right? So, like, go outside with your dog or with your, I would say cat, but cats tend to run away when they go outside. So, go outside with your dog, go outside with your horse, or whatever your situation is, right? And just spend time in nature. That's one way to get over loneliness and depression and to start kind of coming out of that energy. One good thing that you're doing by watching this video is acknowledging that maybe you are going through some depression or, issues with loneliness. And that is also a good thing. That's the first step to solving the problem, as well as admitting that maybe you do have a problem in some sense. To be honest, I do have Pisces in my chart. I have 7,000 Pisces, which interestingly enough deals with one-on-one relationships and love relationships, and relates totally to this reading. I'm about to get into a story right now and how it relates to this reading. I'm trying to think what other Pisces placements I have. I might have a few more, but I think that 7,000 Pisces is the most important one. So when I first moved in my apartment by myself, back in, I think, when did I move here? October of 2018. I struggled a lot with loneliness and depression. And for a while, I didn't think I was depressed or lonely. I thought it was normal to lay in your bed on your couch for hours on end, not wanting to get up, thinking about, the past and what went wrong. And, I thought that was normal. I thought it was normal to drink a lot, because you're sad and you're lonely and this and that. I thought it was normal. I just thought those things were normal until I realized that the feeling I was feeling wasn't normal. And that's when I started to admit, I think I have a problem. My name is Lamarr Townsend, and I struggle with depression, and I struggle with loneliness. Now, to be honest, it took a lot to admit that, because there's something, and I'll be honest with you. We're all grown people. We're all honest people in this reading, right, in this room, in this video. We're talking to grown people, right? Hopefully, all right. But anyways, it was kind of a lot. It was kind of embarrassing, even a little bit, to admit that I was struggling with depression and loneliness. But I first admitted it to myself, and then I started admitting it to my family. Hey, I'm struggling with loneliness and depression. I don't know what to do. And then what do you know? They are the ones that pull me out of it. They are the ones who start giving me advice. Get out more. Come visit us. Come spend time with your family. And that's exactly what I did. And it took me out of my depression. And I'm so glad, because I don't know what would have happened if I wouldn't have admitted it to myself that I was depressed, and I didn't admit it to other people. I think I would have continued to stay in that cycle of depression and loneliness. And that wouldn't have been good for anyone. Me, y'all, because y'all wouldn't have probably gotten as many YouTube videos as y'all get now, right? So loneliness and depression, when gone unchecked, can affect your life in a lot of myriad of ways. So one of the most important things is to admit it, and admit it to yourself first, and then admit it to others. Keep in mind, Pisces, that you are ruled by Neptune, once again, and Neptune does rule solitude and soul growth and evolution. And when it comes to that, yes, it's important to spend some time alone. All right, when it comes to, as a Pisces, you need time alone every now and then, having Neptune as your ruling planet. But you're also co-ruled by Jupiter. Keep that in mind. And Jupiter loves to be out and about. Jupiter loves knowledge. That's a whole different video. But, a lot of depression and that depressive energy can come from Neptune. Another thing that's important is knowing how to utilize that energy for a good cause, for a good purpose. So, for example, Neptune also rules the arts and creativity and things like that. So a good way when you're depressed or struggling with sadness or loneliness is to find creative outlets as a Pisces, or, someone with Pisces energy. Because keep in mind, this video is not just for actually Pisces. It's for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, 1st through 12th house, North Node, South Node, Chiron, Vesta, and all those placements in between. Basically, if you have Pisces in your chart, then this reading is for you. So, finding creative outlets, I think, is very, very important for Pisces. A lot of Pisces tend to be artists. I know a lot of artist Pisces. A lot of Pisces tend to be creative, in some sense. I know Pisces that hold day jobs, as doctors and nurses, but they still have some creative element to them, whether they sing, they dance, they draw. And it's important to have that and to keep that element within you, whatever that element is, whether you like to collect music or collect paintings, whatever your thing is that makes you happy, stick to that. As long as it's healthy and it doesn't further perpetuate your loneliness or depression, I think that's a-okay. So Pisces, I hope I was able to give you some clarity and insight into your situation about maybe dealing with loneliness and depression a bit and what to do about it. Know that we all struggle with it, not just Pisces men and women, but all people struggle with depression. But there are certain zodiac signs that are maybe a little bit more prone to it than others. There's a reason why, you know, there are some zodiac signs out there that always seem to be happy, like Sagittarius and Leos and those types of people. Libras. Well, Libra sometimes can be like, it depends on what day you catch a Libra. That's a different video. But nonetheless, maybe Gemini would be a better air sign to, you know, bring in that circumstance, that context. All right, love you guys. Thank you for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like this video, comment, share. If you want a personal reading, I am available for readings, and my website is Lamarr, Townsend.tarot.com. Purchase your reading directly from my website, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Love and light, and I'll catch you guys later in the next video. God bless, no stress. And good night.